Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today there's a little bit more turbulence. So we have to brace for it. But ultimately, what we need to do is HODL. Okay, there's a lot of nasty things going on in the world. So let's talk about it. And are we finally going to see that bottom? Are we going to flip around? Let's talk about that as well. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Bitcoin is a little bit lower than last night and a little bit lower than yesterday. We're hovering, we're clinging on to that 60,400. In fact, we just had a little wick down to about 59.8, and then we came right back up. Let's see if it can hold. Right now, the U.S. market is opening in the red. So obviously that's not good. Asia, actually, I was noticing last night, Asia, like Japan actually had a really good day, plus 2%, but Europe is having a pretty bad time right now. And then U.S. is, opening up, not in a good way right now, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Is this updated? Yeah, it keeps going to pre-market. It hasn't updated yet, but it's opening in a red. Let's just say that. And why is that? Well, there's a couple factors. Again, like we just have a lot of turbulence right now. There's a big jobs report that's coming out tomorrow. So we have a little glimpse of that today, but the big one is tomorrow. That will measure the overall jobs output from basically last month. Do we add more jobs? Do we add less jobs than expected? So obviously this gives a glimpse into the economy and, of course, what Fed Chair Powell is going to do. Now, today we got a little glimpse of that because we have jobless claims, basically how many people are filing for unemployment, and it came in a little bit higher than expected. It was expected to be about 222,000 people, but it went up a little bit higher to 225, right? So maybe this is a little glimpse. So maybe the jobs number tomorrow will come in a little bit lower, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's still in line with expectation, which is good. But if tomorrow's job number comes out really, really bad, then obviously it's not going to be good for the market, right? So we do have that. Also, like kind of affecting things. We have more data coming out today in regards to manufacturing, I think. But ultimately, I think everyone is waiting for tomorrow to see what the job numbers say. But also, there's just so many other things happening right now. Obviously, oil is starting to go up. We talked about this war that's ongoing. People are waiting for, I guess, next steps. What is going to happen? How bad is it going to get, right? And of course, the oil situation going up and our ports being shut down, that is causing prices to go up. We got a lot of headwinds here, okay? A lot of bad things that is suppressing Bitcoin and crypto as we speak. And broader markets too. It's not just Bitcoin and crypto. It's just the entire market is being held down by all these things because markets and traders in general do not like uncertainty. That's what it is, right? We just don't know where these things will go. But for us, Bitcoin holders, long-term holders, we know where Bitcoin's going to go. But short-term speculators, they don't like that. They don't like uncertainty. They don't like short-term outcomes. So that's why there are a lot of panic sellers right now. I found this to be interesting because a lot of people are talking about, obviously, the Middle East. I saw this. Emirates is canceling all flights to and from Iraq, Iran, Jordan, October 4th and 5th. Just 2 days. Why not like indefinitely for now, right? But then I saw this cloud chaser right here. Right below, whoever Richard Quest is. He's like, extraordinary number of ships at Singapore, all bunched up here because of the Red Sea disruption to shipping and shifts in things, in way things are being shipped. Fascinating. And this is where commerce and geopolitics have come to face. And then he posts this video, right? And then shows all those cargo ships and so forth. But here's the thing. This is why I say he's a cloud chaser. Or, yeah, he's a cloud chaser. Because I was just in Singapore a few weeks ago. And it looks like that all the time. And if you look at the comments, that's what people say. It looks like that for decades. This is the way it is in Singapore every single day. So this guy, this guy thought that he's like clever and he's like the only one in Singapore or something. And then like he tried to relate it to what's happening in the Middle East, and he failed miserably. He got called out on it. I just thought that was funny. That's all. All right, moving on. First mover, Americas. Yeah, I don't know why I just repeated that. Bitcoin trades flat while other major cryptos nurses losses. Yeah, right now, Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin's down a little bit, slightly down a little bit, but a lot of alts are tanking right now. A lot of selling, a lot of turbulence, right? A lot of people scared. There are so many people scared right now. Like I said, short-term traders, short-term speculators, retail investors, the ones that have not been in this space for a long time, unfortunately, they are scared, right? But let me reassure you guys a little bit, just slightly. Our current bull cycle, we are outpacing historical patterns by at least 100 days, right? A lot of you guys know that earlier this year, we shot up to the moon, okay? We were not supposed to, based on historical patterns. We were never supposed to break through our previous high that early in the cycle. We have never, ever, ever broken through a previous high that early before a halving event. But we did, because we got ETFs and we got FOMO, right? But unfortunately, we got used to that. And since March till now, we've been going sideways, and you could argue we've been going downwards too. So because of it, it kind of seems a little depressing, a little bit, because the excitement has been taken away from us for like 6 months. But the reality of the situation is, had this been any other cycle, we would never have gotten that excitement in the first place, because we are ahead by a lot, by at least 3 months versus previous cycles, right? So if you're thinking, well, you know, the cycle may be over due to all the things that's going on right now, well, no. We're still ahead of the game. We're still very early. Keep in mind, this is the halving year. This is not the final year of the 4-year cycle. That is next year. We have an entire year to go. But we are in October, and we're going to end this year fantastically. So we still have a long ways to go, right? Just because we're starting out October bad, just like we did in September, let's not forget the first few weeks of September was absolutely horrendous as well. And we ended up September in the green. Very well could happen in October and leads us into November, December. This is a measurement just where we are in the cycle versus previous cycles, showing where we are relative to the top of the cycle. Again, may not mean much, but we have gone through enough cycles where we can measure this out, and we're just nowhere close to the top. Nowhere close to the top, okay? If we were, this would show it. Some people speculate, well, 73,000 is our top of the cycle. No, it's not. We will get to it again. We will break through it. And that's why we, as long-term holders, are holding on to dear life, if you don't know what that means, right? Or hodling. I like to call it holding. But anyways, and you just have to pay attention, because not only long-term holders, but so many others are doing the same thing. And what I mean is companies and institutions, right? Metaplanet, who's desperately trying to follow what MicroStrategy is doing. They keep loading up, but they don't have enough monies. Now they're selling put options, okay, to try to earn income based on the BTC they hold, right? Because they just want as much Bitcoin as they can. They can't raise nearly as much money as MicroStrategy, but they're trying desperately to do what they can to earn income so that they can buy more. And those of you guys that know anything about options, basically if you sell put options, you're essentially loaning out. Basically, you're loaning out. I forgot how it works, but you're essentially promising to sell your Bitcoin at a lower price, and you're earning the premium for that. And someone else who wants to buy at a lower price is paying you the premium. So basically, you're essentially making money. But if it goes to a certain price, then you have to sell it. I think that's how selling put options work. But I think selling put options is at a higher price. I'm sorry, not at a lower price. It's at a higher price. So yeah, anyways, my point is they are trying to basically stack sats however they can because they believe in Bitcoin, or at least the leader of Metaplanet does, right? Just like MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. And same thing with all the others that have now embraced the Bitcoin strategy, right? And as for, Bitcoin and how I just got done saying it's ahead of the game, right? 100 days ahead of historical patterns. I mean, I talked about how in March, we just, we blew up in March, right? If we were following previous patterns, we should have never gone that high, but we did. And that's not a bad thing. And relatively speaking, where we are now still ain't that bad. But what's better is what's to come. And if you give up now, that's where you're giving up. You're giving up what's to come. And that is the most important part of any cycle, the tail end, the parabolic phase that is coming. And every single cycle, guys, every single cycle, we go through the same thing, where there's kind of like this despair, there's volatility, there's disruptions, distractions, there's turbulence, and people give up, and then all of a sudden, the parabolic bull run comes, and that's when they realize, or the ones that sold out realize they made a mistake. Every single time. Every single cycle is always the same way. Every single time. So that's why you got to be strong. You got to stay strong and stay focused on the future. Now, we know there are many things coming up, right? Many, many, many things coming up. The elections is coming up. That is next month in November, right? And we also have another FOMC meeting coming up in November. But when does Bitcoin usually go up? Well, it goes up, it starts in October. That's why it's called Uptober. But if you look at Bitcoin's trajectory after elections, it's to the moon, right? Like every single time it goes up to the moon. And it just so happened the last 3 times we had 3 new presidents. And this time around, we're going to get a new president too. So if you look at the last 3 times, Bitcoin went up to the moon after election. So that could be a big catalyst that's also coming up later this year. And again, looking at this cycle, where we are versus previous cycles, this is where we are versus previous cycles. So again, if you look at historical trends, this is definitely not the time to be scared out of the market, right? You don't have to be a crypto nerd to understand what this is showing, okay? What's about to come is phenomenal, and you definitely don't want to miss it. It's really that simple, right? All right. What else is there? Just a few other news. Yesterday, well, last night, I saw XRP, or, the SEC's go appeal XRP's decision. Or no, let me say that again. The SEC is going to appeal the decision from the courts in regards to Ripple and XRP, right? And that's why XRP started tanking last night. But then today I saw this, Swift, which is in direct competition to XRP, has now released an article about how their global network will allow transfers of digital assets and currencies to move within their existing network. So it does look like Swift recognizes the need to change, and they have partnered up with Chainlink. So maybe they are going to be using Chainlink to integrate or put their network on top of Chainlink, or come out with something else that allows faster settlements like XRP. And if so, that could be very disruptive to what Ripple is trying to do with XRP. So there is that. What else is there? I know a lot of people still talking about SUI. I saw this. Unpopular opinion, a bull market will last until the end of 2025, February. Yes, that's very unpopular and not true. SUI will be the top performers just like Sol in 2021. That could be true, although I think it's way too early to make that call. But I do know a lot of people are talking about SUI. So I don't know. SUI's and it's pumping abnormally right now. So I don't know if it could sustain itself. We have seen a lot of crypto have done that over the years, where it just like it seems like it never stops and then does, and then when it does, it just comes crashing down. So hopefully SUI is not a candidate for that, but it has been doing very, very well recently. And then lastly, I saw this. According to CMC, Q3 reports reveals that meme coins and Solana ecosystem remains the most popular categories on CoinMarketCap. That makes a whole lot of sense. All right. That is pretty much it. Let's see. The U.S. market probably still in the red. NASDAQ is not bad. 0.1%. So it looks like NASDAQ may want to turn green today. Dow is not looking so good, but it looks like NASDAQ may have a chance. Look at NVIDIA leading the way. Of all days, NVIDIA is skyrocketing at 3.5%. Well, that's good. MicroStrategy is... Coinbase is not doing that bad today. 0.57% minus... Well, look at NVIDIA leading the way. That's good. If NVIDIA could pull NASDAQ or the tech sector out of red today, that could be very good for Bitcoin and crypto as well. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let me scroll up here. Kevin says, I trade options, but I don't know what I'm doing. Just getting lucky. Just go long. That's all you have to do. Just go. If you play call options, you're essentially playing long, Kevin. And for the most part, that works for most people. Selling put options is a different beast, but you can still get burned with it. It's just selling put options is a way to earn money slowly. Let's see. Mike says, you heard people are panic buying water, toilet paper. People fight toilet paper due to port strikes. You know, I still remember during 2020, during the pandemic times, when you go to like Target and the toilet paper section and water section was empty and they would say limit one per person. Yeah, those days were rough. Hopefully that never, ever, ever happens again. I guess it's a good idea to load up on, go to Costco and load up on some supplies. GPJP. Why do you have a YouTube channel, George? It's hard work. It really is. That's a good question. That's why I want to retire next year. My Sam's Club is out of water. Man. Now you got me thinking I gotta go make a Costco trip. Well, the thing is I have water dispensers in my house, so I could just buy. I'm fine with water. I just need to buy the filters and I'll be good. Do you think Bitcoin will hit 100K this year? Yes, I'm staying with it. I don't think things have changed. Not enough, at least, to change that thesis. I'm sticking with that. Do you think China will open up to crypto? I do think. I'm hearing rumors that they're definitely thinking about it. Opening up Hong Kong was step one. Step two was allowing like miners to come back in. And step three is just to open to mainland, which could be a huge thing. And it makes sense because they're a close relationship with Russia, and Russia is also embracing crypto. So I think that's coming. Maybe not this year, but next year could be a possibility. Get into mountain biking. When I was younger, in my 20s, I used to be really big into mountain biking. Um, haven't really done it for a while. I still bike around on my bike every so often, but I was really into it. Um, Never really went to the mountains or anything, but there's like a nice trail, pretty rough trail by where I live, and I used to tackle that all the time. But I haven't done that for a long time. Um, Top five crypto DCA into long term. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Odd time ahead. Yeah, I would say BNB, Solana. At this point, probably ton, Avalanche, and then probably throw Near in there. I'd say those 5. And then you could throw in like some memes. You know, like Pepe or Bonk or Whiff. You know, you gotta throw a few memes in there. And then like some AI plays like Fetch, or like ASI now is still called FET, and Render, you know, some of these AI plays. And then there's other ones too. But that's more than 5. Yeah, please don't ask me about Litecoin. I haven't driven my X for a while. It's like parked in the back. I got a few updates recently, so I wonder if FSD has been improving. FSD in the city has gotten really good. So I wonder if it's gotten better. Man, Nvidia is doing really well. Nvidia is doing so well. It pulled NASDAQ into the green. S&P 500 may turn in green, and NASDAQ, I mean, Dow might maybe not turn in green, but it's getting better. So that is very encouraging. If Coinbase and MicroStrategy also turn green today, then Bitcoin will definitely turn around today. I think that may have been the low point of today. Again, retesting that 59 mark, which we actually, I thought we had that recently too. No. Nvidia could be saving a day today. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of options on Nvidia, so I'm glad to see that. Euro says, I think today will be very bad for crypto. It's already bad, but I think it's going to turn around. I think now we have confirmation. If NVIDIA pulls the tech sector out into the green, which it is right now, I think we'll see a recovery. I mean, recovery is relative. Like yesterday, at least we got up to 61s. It looked like we were going to test 62, and then we all of a sudden we came back down. We could see the same thing tonight where we retest 61 something, 62 again. But like we just have so much global stuff happening right now that's suppressing things. It's kind of hard to overcome that right now. But hey, Bitcoin has been through much worse. Much worse. Okay. And every single time it does not care. It continues moving forward and goes higher. That's how it works. Tesla summon feature is smoother now, no glitchiness. I gotta test it again. One time I tried it outside in a parking lot and it almost ran through the building. Like it didn't detect the building was between me and the entrance, and it almost like slammed through the building, and it hit like a parking, a handicap sign, and it pissed me off. So hopefully Summon is a lot better now. Here's the thing, EJ, you may be on track there. As for BlackRock, what people don't realize is, yes, number one, if they accumulate enough, first of all, they can start manipulating the market. But second of all, there's no reason for them to actually need to sell ever, because why do you think all these fund makers have ETFs? Because they make money off the fees, okay? Anytime there's a buy or sell, there's a fee that they collect. So the more people that buy and sell, the more money they make. They already made millions upon millions upon millions. Look at the volume they generate. So, you know, it's not in their best interest to try to just like dump all their Bitcoin. It's in their best interest to actually keep the price high and keep the FOMO going so people keep buying it. Because that's how they're going to make money both ways, by through the asset appreciating and by collecting the fees. If you think about it, logically, they want people to keep buying their ETF. And it's not just them, Fidelity and ARK and Bitwise, everyone else, all these people, they come out their ETFs because they want to make money from the fees. I did not get my Cybertruck. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Um, yeah, there's no Mike Smith. There's no need for cars to fly. That would cause a lot more problems than it solves. Um, if every car drove by itself and they could communicate with each other, then there would be basically virtually no traffic, and it would solve the need for flying cars. And we're starting to get there, but still really far off. NYZ Sunny. I don't know. Like Range Rover, I like Range Rovers, but I would never buy one because of how the reliability, how bad the reliability um, is. I mean, so I would never get a Range Rover. I haven't driven a Bentley Bottega, but I think they look very, very ugly, extremely ugly. So I would never get that too. Stack's coming up a little bit. Let's see. Everyone like keeps talking about Sui. Let's see where Sui is. Sui is a little bit lower than yesterday, but so is everything else. Can I do a mountain bike crypto cruise on Saturday? Probably not, because I'll be out of breath. And it would not be a good video. Nvidia is still going strong. Nvidia single-handedly is pulling the market up today. Now S&P is in a green. Dow may turn into the green. I guess no one cares about the port strike as long as Nvidia is making GPUs. Yeah. I think we'll recover at least to where we were before today. Crypto Frank, appreciate that. DCCS, how do you manage to put out content about the same thing every day? Well, I could ask you the same thing. How do you manage to watch me talking about the same content every single day? Because first of all, not everyone watches every stream every single day. And second of all, this is what I do. I basically have the same theme every video if people haven't figured that out yet. Let's really, no matter what I talk about, ultimate theme is to just HODL and DCA. That's it. It's really about that. All right. I say let's call it quits, but you know what? Things could get better today. I think things could get better today. We'll see. We'll see by tonight where things will be, but I think Nvidia dragging the market out of the gutter today could be good. So we'll see where Bitcoin's up today. Yesterday, we got up to about, you know, like right around here, 61.4. I think we can certainly get back up there before tonight. And maybe we can crack 62 tonight too. Let's see where we will be tonight when I stream at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, stay strong, my friends. It's scary out there, but we will get through the turbulence. Just HODL. That's all you got to do. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care.